Hey mamas, welcome to today's workout. Today we have a 10-minute second trimester abs and core workout. So we're going to focus on working our abs, the deep core and pelvic floor to stay strong during our pregnancy and also to mitigate risk of severe diastasis, core dysfunction, prolapse, and recover faster postpartum. So let's get started on our hands and knees, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to work on some deep diaphragmatic breathing. So take a deep breath in and expand through your lateral ribs. Exhale, drawing the pelvic floor in and up, bracing lower, middle, upper abs, and letting those ribs come down. Inhale, expand lateral ribs. You're breathing into your ribs, your back, your diaphragm, your pelvic floor. Exhale, engage that core. So you'll see a little bit of belly expansion, but it's not a belly breath. You want to focus on expanding laterally through the ribs here, not here. Do you see the difference? A lot of that pressure is going out and then down into the pelvic floor, out into the diastasis if you've got one already, which I'm working on. You're going to get diastasis no matter what if you have a full-term pregnancy, but this is how you mitigate that severe diastasis, that severe prolapse, that severe dysfunction. Breath work is the key, and not just during exercise, but everyday life. Now, if you find yourself shifting a lot forward and backward or creeping up on those shoulders, try to relax, but you can also put your head right up against a wall so you're not moving and you're mindful of that. So a lot of us are going to go into a more shallow pattern, maybe less belly breathing, but more like up into that neck and shoulders. So you can kind of see that was exaggerated, but you can kind of feel that. Again, I would suggest putting your hand around those ribs. And if you don't feel a lot of movement, expansion, and then closure through here as you do that exhale, that's how you know you're not getting that lateral rib breath. And if you see, again, pooching here, those neck and shoulders left. I'd recommend really doing this in the mirror a few times, even standing or kneeling like I just showed you, and that's going to help you get it down. We're going to stay in that kneeling posture. You can also stand to your feet. We're going to do some side expansion breathing. So we're going to reach one arm up and over, and not too far over. We're just gonna try to open up these ribs here. So breathe into the ribs. Inhale. Exhale, engaging that deep core pelvic floor. So we want to exhale and engage from the bottom to the top. So inhale. We get that lateral expansion. Exhale, and we're feeling that rib cage come in here. Now breathe into these ribs like you're really trying to fill up that space. Breathe into the back. And an important thing to be mindful of here is we don't want to arch the back here. We also don't want to tuck the hips too far under and clench the glutes. So if you're clenching, release those glutes or stand up. That'll help alleviate that. So we got a little bit of a tilt, posterior tilt in that pelvis, but not excessive. I could talk a lot through these. I'm trying to give you a good balance of showing you the exercise and also coaching you why we're doing this, why it's important, because rib cage mobility, same thing, lateral expansion. If we can get that lateral expansion, that's going to allow us to breathe through the diaphragm, allow us to get that nice pelvic floor contraction so we can stay strong, and mitigate pressure going out through the midline. So if we are breathing lots of belly, lots of chest, we're sending that pressure out and down. And we want to alleviate that. We want that pressure to be distributed evenly. And we want our body to be able to handle that pressure well. And you're not going to be perfect at this the first couple times. Give it some practice, but every day I would suggest if you're pregnant, first, second, or third trimester, it's not too early or too late to start. All right, we're gonna go into some thoracic mobility with the thoracic cat-cow. So bring back the hands under shoulders, knees under hips, quadruped position. We're gonna inhale, expand those ribs, and as we inhale, we're gonna look up, creating a little bit of arch in that upper back, just the upper back. It's not low back, upper back mainly. Exhale, round the low back mainly. Upper back, excuse me. We're working the thoracic. So that's the upper back. Inhale, exhale, a little bit of core and pelvic floor engagement here. But this is primarily to get that upper back moving. And if we're restricted in the upper back, which generally in pregnancy, you tend to get kind of that forward hunch and be pulled forward by the weight of the front of your body. So we want to open things up to mitigate that pressure, again, going down and out through the core, through the midline, diastasis, and down through the pelvic floor. All right, rest. Okay, we're going to stay here in hands and knees. And I'm going to show you a few options. I want you to take a deep breath and brace that core. Lateral inhale. Exhale, engage pelvic floor and deep core. Now we're going to lift front arm, tap the back shoulder, place it down. I want you to try to do this without shifting. Slow and controlled here. Focus on light movement, pushing evenly through the hands. And as you lift that other hand, what's happening with your hips? Do you notice a shift? Are you shifting one way or the other? Exhale to brace. If you need to, inhale at the bottom. Exhale as you come out. Now, if you wanted to make this harder, you could walk the knees back. A little more pressure on the core, but again, you want to be mindful of trunk movement, so not a lot of trunk movement, and you want to be mindful of any doming or pooching of the lower abs. I know it's harder to see if you've got a belly, if you're further along. I'm in my second trimester. So what we're going to do next is assume that hands and knees position. Deep breath in, out. And what we're going to do is pretend we've got something over here we're trying to reach. Reach through the front arm, pull it back, and come back to starting position. Now, front hand is going to reach through the back. So if you've done this before, maybe with a dumbbell, some of my videos will drag a dumbbell. I want you to just practice no weight at all. You could use an actual object if you wanted to, like a pencil or something, but exhale, drag it across. So what we're working on is core stability. So how does your core react when you move one point of contact? We want to avoid shifting trunk movement. We want our core to brace properly without seeing compensation, doming here, pooching here, or ribs flaring here, or back compensating. And you'll know if you feel, again, if you see pooching here, if you see a lot of arching here. And usually the pooch, you'll see that kind of loss of the engagement here. Now what we're going to do is flip over onto our back. We're going to do a modified dead bug. So be mindful coming to your back. What I want you to do is take a deep breath in, out, engage that core and pelvic floor. And we're just going to carefully lift one foot just a couple inches off the ground and then switch. You can go as slow as you want to. I don't want you to go too fast here. I want you to also focus, just like on those core stability exercises, what's happening when you move the leg? Do you notice a lot of shifting through your hips, through your ribs? What's moving? Now, I don't want your lower back pushing hard into the floor, but I do want it close to the floor. You could still maybe slide your hand underneath there, but there shouldn't be a big space here where you could easily fit your hand. You'd kind of have to struggle to push your hand through there. Every time you lift the leg, exhale. And you're just controlling the movement here. We're going to roll to the front now, come into a side plank. Keep your elbow under your shoulder and bend the bottom knee. You can also extend or bend the top leg, whatever works better for you. This is going to be a little bit harder. I want you to take a deep breath in, expand through those lateral ribs, exhale, lift the bottom hip, maybe hold it 1 or 2 seconds, whatever feels good for you. I want you to control it though. If you find you're being really unstable here, use this hand on the bottom to push through the ground, give you a little bit of leverage, or you can also use yoga block. Yoga block pillow would work fine. So we're engaging that core and pelvic floor in the side position. And this is great because we're working on strengthening the side body, those obliques, the hips. It's a full body movement. And we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So just carefully switch sides. And again, I didn't show it when I was doing the exercise, but you can also bend both knees here. That's going to make it a little bit easier with that top leg closer to you. And when you're here, you're still tensed in your core. You're not relaxing. Your ear is away from your shoulder. Your hips are lifted. You're just adding that extra little component of that hip lift. I'm getting to that point where the non-maternity leggings are they don't work as well anymore as they used to. Anybody else, it's like that awkward phase of like maternity leggings are a little big, but the regular leggings, even in a bigger size, just don't quite cut it. Last one. Whew, changing bodies. They're tough to navigate, but pregnancy is such a beautiful and worthwhile thing to go through. So I hope you're enjoying your pregnancy. I hope that's going to make it a little bit more easier and comfortable. Just working on your core function is not only going to make you more comfortable, but yield a stronger pregnancy, easier postpartum recovery, less pain, less discomfort, all the good stuff. So if you have questions about any of the exercises, go ahead and comment below. If you haven't, also, I have a prenatal breath workout that I highly recommend to pair with this workout. You could do this one, I would say 3 to 4 times a week is going to be great. Maybe 5 if you're up for it, but no more than 10 minutes a day should be sufficient. But yeah, I'd love to hear how your pregnancy is going, where you're at in your pregnancy, what other workouts you'd like to see. And if you'd like more, of course, I have my prenatal playlist on my channel. I have them broken down into trimesters, as well as my YouTube guides if you're looking for structured guidance on how to utilize my YouTube workouts and playlists in a way that is going to progressively train your body through pregnancy and postpartum. So if you have any questions, of course, reach out. Otherwise, I'll see you back here for our next workout together.